Hi painters. So I've had like one request in my life to make, that was French toast. She had to just fly really quickly. I just told her not to walk in front of the camera, so she decided to fly in front of it. Anyways, I've had one request in my life to make a painting tutorial long ago in my painting class, and one is enough. So I've been working on this painting for a very long time, and I won't finish it today. I probably won't, but I just wanted to let you watch me paint because no one ever really has on the internet, and I just have kind of a unique process, I think. Like, I don't see a lot of people paint in this same way, and it's a very tedious way that I choose to paint, and it's not like, it doesn't really make any sense sometimes, but I like to use a lot of layers. I've been working on this painting for, do you mind? She loves me, and I love her. I've been working on this painting since December. I started off in acrylic to do the underpainting before I even ever took up oil painting. So I intended at first to make this an acrylic painting, but as I learned with oils and how you can go over acrylics, because acrylics are basically just tinted gesso, I wanted to develop it further and make it more like the original, more like something that just has more depth to it. I love acrylics. I started in acrylics long ago, but I can find them to look very flat, and of course, you know, that has its purposes in art, and I still use it all the time. In fact, I made a pretty neat little, and I'll just show you because why not? Like, I got this like little canvas sketchbook, and I've been doing, ignore that one. That one's just like, I'm going over that one. But I did like this cool, like acrylic, like shaking her head. And I just have done all my my paintings prior to the semester in acrylic, so just my journey with it and learning how to use it, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to use to develop this further. I even added some acrylic to the back, tighten it up, you know, because it helps get more of a hard surface on the front when you do that. So yeah, I've just been stewing over it. I've been trying to add, she's doing a hairball right now. She's gonna be okay. She doesn't like me to disturb her. I'm sorry, you have to hear that. I'm not gonna start the video back over. At least, you know, it's right next to my laptop. You okay, baby? 1 second. I have to be a mother. What's wrong, baby? You good? Yeah. Well, I'm not restarting the video, so once she gets that ball out. There we go. Oh my goodness. Cats, right? Anyways, so where was I? So yeah, with this painting I wanted it to look more like what Vermeer did himself, and when I was working in acrylics I was like, oh man, I was getting really frustrated, so I just kind of put this away, wouldn't work on it for a while, or I would just add like a small layers, like weeks by weeks, and they just went by, and I had other school projects, so I really like neglected this painting, and I want to give it a little love now that it's summer break. We can take a little closer look at it. This is The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeer. It's one of my favorite paintings. I was reading an art history book back in, November or something. It's called The Big Book of Art. And I just opened the book and she was right there, and I was like, oh my god, that's the one. I'm gonna work on that over winter break, and I did. And it is no longer winter, it is my summer break now, and she's still here. So I want to wrap it up. I want to have her done. As you can see, she has like a light layer around her, and I've been going back and forth, putting light and dark, because with oils, eventually, like, you'll be able to see the luminosity of that through there. This background is not going to be black. I want it to be like the original girl with the pearl earring had a like dark green emerald background before it was restored, and it actually was very mistreated as a painting, and they didn't know Vermeer painted it, so it was kind of like a little mystery, like even who she was, like her as a trony. If you don't know what a trony is, I'm going to teach you right now. So basically it's like a symbol of like an expression, like it's a face that's not, she's not a person that is real. She might have been modeled after someone that was real, but she is not an actual portrait. She is what Vermeer has invented, and she is called the girl, like she does not have a name. So I felt like empathy for her for not having a name, for just being beautiful and mysterious and mistreated. I tend to like get drawn to stuff that has been mistreated, and I wanted to give it a different story, a different perspective. So in my painting, I kind of felt, you know, how will I display it? Probably like that. I liked it like that, and I'm gonna have my hair kind of like falling down to give it more weight. But I wanted to basically say like, oh, you know, I kind of feel like her, a girl without a name in the art world, just like starting out. Like I don't really have many paintings, I don't have much to my name, but I've always been an artist, and I just felt like kind of a connection to her, and I was like, okay, I maybe I could be like her, but I don't want to like completely, like at first I was like, oh, I didn't really want to put myself in that head garment, because that's I don't want to say like she is me. I want to say I'm like her. So I wanted to still keep her separate and give her her own like independence, because she's still a beautiful painting, and I just wanted to own her as a painting. Like this originally was just supposed to be of her. It's roughly about the same scale to the original, hers is, and I wanted to put my own self, but I wanted it to be on the same painting. And I'm like, how do I do this? So instead of her just being like, okay, right next to her, so I thought that would be awkward, or just like having them both face each other. I was like, I don't know. And I was just toying with it, and then I drew myself in the other corner, and I'm like, okay. And I even had one of my friends in class say, oh, that kind of looks like a playing card with the queens on it. And I was like, okay, well, that's like a cool concept. And then like, I don't know, I just wanted to paint myself in her style originally, and this was back when like I was, you know, I had a different look about my face, you know, I had eyebrows. I have now this little like curly piece. Gross, but it's my own hair, so I can lick it if I want to. And I want to include that. It's like kind of like a signature thing I've been adding in my paintings. There's another painting, as you can see, like that painting is called, that's the name of the painting, it's called. And this was a take on Gauguin, because I felt like, you know, I guess I'll show you. Like Gauguin made this, and this is a pastel, but Gauguin made this painting, and I was like, okay, in the waves, right? But look how stiff she is, and it looks like, you know, like she's just there, and we can't really like reach out, and like there's no story here, like we're not like trying to help her, we're like just watching her mid her death eventually into the sea. So I'm like, okay, how can I change that? And so with the style of Marcel Duchamp, Nude Descending a Staircase, I liked the idea of motion. Also, Duchamp had dropped some of his work before, and he liked how it got ruined. And he thought when it was ruined, okay, he was like, now I've never, there was this piece, and it was something called, it was like The Bride and Her Bachelorettes, I believe is the name. Like if you type that in, you would see it. But yeah, oh, it was called A Bride Stripped Bare by Her Bachelorettes Even. And when he broke that piece, because it was made out of glass, he was like, finally it's finished, because he stewed on it for months and months or however long. And he was like, okay, now it's done, once it was cracked and broken. So this painting quite literally is in the spirit of that, because not only did I like capture his movement from the Nude Descending a Staircase, that like chopped up, like just a still, but of motion. But I literally dropped this painting in the parking lot, and my friend can vouch for me that my friend was so nice to help me carry my stuff to my car. And then like the second I get to my car, I'm a klutz and I just dropped this one trying to put the other ones in there, and it gathered some pebbles, and I just felt the spirit of Duchamp came through, and I love it even more now because it has random little pebbles. Like it literally adds texture, and it looks like this is really splashing towards you. So is one of my favorite paintings I've made. And I did stretch it. This painting had an unusual story. The canvas just came to me. Like it was literally just a free canvas randomly in the hall, and it was up for grabs. Nobody grabbed it. I grabbed it. But yeah, I love it so freaking much. I love all the rocks. And I'm glad that, you know, that drop didn't really mess it up. Like it literally just added a couple rocks of texture. I'm gonna try to make sure that they stay adhered. I'm losing my breath a little bit. But yeah, that was one of my favorite paintings, and now I get to have it, so that's fun. And also, I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, so don't judge it too hard. If you see the kitty, maybe you know. I'm making like an Olympia, a version of Olympia. It's going to be called Olympia 2.0 or something along the lines. And like, don't judge the anatomy too hard. I have to add more meat to her leg. I'm aware of. I'm waiting on, like, it's a little too wet for me to work on right now. If it dries, maybe tomorrow, the next day, I can get that like nice rubbery texture, and I can go over it, and I could probably finish this tomorrow, the next session after that. I want to give it love and give it a lot of like attention so that I can look really good. But yeah, I wanted to make oh my god, Olympia look more inviting, because in her painting, like, she looks, and ignore all my that's like cat play stuff over there, ignore that. But in the Olympia painting by Monet, she just looks so like like she's either just seen her, you know, if you know the history behind it, she's either just seen her customer or he's leaving, and she just looks dissatisfied and she doesn't care about the flowers. And so I'm gonna have her like holding a flower and taking off her ribbon that she wears around her neck that signifies, you know, prostitution. And she's taking it off, like this is like the end of her shift where she's finally happy, and she's supposed to look inviting, like she's finally letting her love back into the room. Not, you know, not seeing someone that she doesn't want to see all throughout the day. Olivia 2.0, because, you know, it's the same cat, but we got him in a picture on the wall because, you know, it's many years later. So unfortunately, sweet baby little kitty is but a picture on the wall, but we're still keeping him in mind, you know. And I'm unsure what I want to do, and that's why I'm stewing around a little bit. I'm unsure what I want to do about her shoes, because I want to give her, first off, I want to give her leopard print, either a pillow or blanket, because that's just what I have. I love leopard print. And it, you know, it's like a wild girl. But yeah, I'm like, what kind of shoes is she gonna have? Does she even need any? I don't know. But I might kick some off to the side. I might like take a personal pair of shoes that I have as a model. I'm not sure. Maybe stilettos, or like just the inkling of one. I don't want them to take too much out of the painting, but I also want to keep true to the original, like what she had going. Maybe I'll put them on the stand over here. I don't know. But I do want to include her holding a rose and either taking off her ribbon with that hand, or I'm working on another arm back there. And I'm unsure if I want to put the flower in her hair. And I'm unsure if I want her to have her hair down, because I like painting myself with my hair down, and this is obviously me. But yeah, as you can see, I might like painting red hair. I don't know why. But I'm unsure if I want to have her hair up or down, or maybe even like a little like bun with the piece hanging out. I'm not sure, but I don't want it to be too far off from the original, so you can like look at it and be like, oh, is that Olympia? So back to painting, I guess, because I'm still procrastinating just by talking. Ignore that actually, I found that at the thrift. It has 3 cats on it, and As you can see, when my cats, it's so embarrassing. When they lose a whisker, I just tuck it in the top of that painting, and just like, don't be like, what is that, in the comments, because that's exactly what that is. I did not make that. That's like the only piece of art in this apartment that I haven't made. I just, you know, I couldn't pass it up, you know. Someone spent time etching that out, and it's really cute. So, I just had a good brush. I got these, like, honestly, how many did it come with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Like, honestly, decent quality. I've found them to be really nice so far. These brushes, got my Family Dollar for $3, 10 of them. And I just leave the oil in my brushes. Like, I put them in this bucket and I get back to work. Like, and it works fine. I had a teacher say that, yeah, I just buy brushes for the project, and you know, then I toss them. And I'm like, I wouldn't toss them. I'm gonna keep them until they fall apart. But like, I could dip them in Gamsol and they'll be okay. But I kind of like how the oil like sits in the brush and makes it a little more stiff. So I'm just gonna, I have a mirror. You may not be able to see it, but I have a mirror here. I'm just looking at myself because that's how I plan to paint my portion of the painting. And then for Girl with the Pearl, I have a picture on my laptop that I've been pulling up. I may or may not get to hers much in this session, but yeah, I wanted this painting, or I guess I'm calling it a sculpture now. I wanted the sculpture to literally feel like a face. Like, I wanted to add, and you might be able to see in the light, but the layers that are darker here, they physically go in. So it might not look like a lot, but I'm pulling the cheeks and the mass of the cheeks and the nose the most. Like, I'm probably gonna work on the nose area the most, and I really want that luminosity to come through in the final layers. But yeah, I feel, is this crazy? Am I sounding crazy for calling it a sculpture? But it's just that I've been working on it so long and it has so much mass that at this point, like, this is like 30 to 40 layers of paint. I'm not lying, maybe more, because I would go and go over their entire face, and they looked completely different for a long time. But yeah, it's starting to get where I'm stopping to do the layers too hard. Like, I did it more in the beginning, so it's very subtle. But like, in person, and I don't want like everybody in the world touching this painting, because like, just for like, because I'm an art restoration intern now, so I have to like keep that in mind, like the you know, the longevity of this painting. Obviously I don't want everyone touching it, but I want you to be able to at least see, like, in person. I feel like my painting should be experienced in person, so that's why I wanted to add that element. Just because, like, you know, AI is taking over, so some things need to still be kept like real. I have this, I guess I should show you the plate. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. This is Galkid Light, and that's kind of all I'm using right now. I have Gamsol, but I'm kind of like out of the process. I'm out of the I don't need to use Gamsol in this painting, so I don't have it out. But this little plate, I literally leave it in my freezer. I don't know how safe that is in the long run. But yeah, I leave it in my freezer, and my paints are like ready to go the next day. And yeah, I just take it out, I let it thaw, and my paints are like butter. I have not had any like skin on my paints. I'm able to use this entire plate, so keep that in mind. If you have like a little, maybe if you had like a separate mini freezer for that purpose, that would like be awesome. But like, if you're considering, like, you have a little, you know, plate set up, or even it would probably be better to put it in like a Ziploc container. That's like a glass container with a lid would probably be best. Especially, you know, that's what I would encourage my viewers, you know, because I don't want you to contaminate your food. But yeah, that would prove best, you know. I have to get one of those. I just, started using this little plate from my house, and I haven't been able to stop. As you can see, it is very well loved. I love how I call it my little grease plate, little plate of grease. All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna work on this like too crazy today, but I do want to add a little bit. And it's kind of nice to work on a painting for such a long time, because like, I don't know, you can sometimes you just think of something new, and it's like, dang, I didn't even think of that months ago. Like, I had a kind of a different orientation to them. They were kind of facing a different way, and just for the sake of like not being plagiarism, I asked my teacher, I was like, well, what can I do to not make it plagiarism? Because I was originally going to turn this in for a project, and she said, you can't do that if, you don't change something about it, because it's not your painting. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't turn it in, and I just kept it for myself. But now I'm like, I was like, would changing the eye contact be enough? So I might have her looking up at me, and I might have myself either looking back out or looking up at her. I haven't decided. I'm going to let the oils flow as they must. And also, just like, I've done a lot more self-portraits since my painting class, so I feel more confident now, because I kind of didn't really know what I was doing, and I still am not. Like, the face is very complicated. Like, we call them like nasal wings, and I don't even remember what these are called. My teacher said these were nice on me though. Like a squarish head. But yeah, I'm actually taking a portrait and drawing and painting class in the next upcoming semester, so I'm not, I was like, oh, maybe I'll finish this painting then when I have more knowledge, but no, I feel like I can finish it, like, just off my own, knowledge. I just want it to be, like, more a raw representation. Maybe I'll give her a couple touch-ups after the class, but me, I just want to, like, show myself in my style and her in her style, and they can come together and be a super cool painting that could be flipped anyway. Like, I like that I can have like 4 different paintings, maybe even 6 if I hang it up like on a diamond shape. But yeah, I like that I can have multiple orientations, because I can hang it different ways, and it's like a new painting every day. 4 for 1, I'm about that discount life. So I'm just adding a little more depth to these sockets. Like, you want to paint the sockets before you paint the lids. That's just how it goes. And I have very, like, I'm not wearing makeup especially for this, because I want to see the shapes of my face. And if I put on makeup, I typically put on like eye makeup and stuff. It's going to be harder to see what I actually look like. So I'm not even, I like being barefaced, but I typically like to put on a little something, but I just have on nothing right now, just so I can be true to what I look like. And if I do decide to add red lipstick or not, it's hit or miss, because I did a painting without it, and I really like the way it looked. So I'm going to let it speak to me as she comes. And I'm making it kind of larger, but the hair, as I like start to add more layers, will cover this area. I like to make sure that I have the meat first, and then I'll cover it up with the hair as it goes. Like, you just have to think, like, how am I built as a human? So that's why I started to build the skeleton first. Then I started to add mask to the cheeks, mask to the nose. The ears have shifted all around, because I was like, and it also is like day by day, like, how is my mirror set up? I originally was painting this in my bedroom, which is darker. Now I'm painting it out here, which I'm not a fan of this like yellow light in my kitchen, but I like painting in my kitchen, so I don't know. It's like, do with what you have, and make it happen. And honestly, I'm not afraid anymore like I was last semester, just to use more paint and use use like more physical product, and sometimes even like it feels wasteful to go back over something that like completely covered up, but sometimes it's necessary for the process, and if it's making your painting come out better, it's not a waste. So I've been trying to like get into that mentality, and my teacher's been really good at helping me about, you know, feeling better about just doing what I need to do to get the painting done and make it successful, and not like worry, especially with like, oh, she was so sweet. Like, she lent me some paints when I was low on paints, like Gamsol. I couldn't even afford any freaking Gamsol. That stuff is like $40 for like a decent amount. Because I bought the little small bottle. Don't buy the little small bottle unless you're literally like doing a one and done deal. That little thing is not worth it. I can't even find it. It's like it was like roughly like maybe like a little bigger than this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying it, especially if you can only afford a little bit. I mean, you can use Gamsol down to the end. Like, I've used the little sludge, actually. Let me grab that painting, my sludge painting. If you guys don't mind waiting, I mean, like, it's my video anyway. But here we go. This is a fun one to talk about, actually, because look how shiny. Oh my god, it looks so good. This painting, and I just use like the elements that I like to paint. Like, this is painting of me, so I completely like deconstructed myself. Like, this is my like earring. I don't know if you can see, but I like to paint it. And then, you know, nipple, belly button piercings. I love painting them. So this is supposed to be like an abstract, completely abstract me. But my favorite part is that I built this out of smaller canvases this time. Like, these are old paintings that I had. I didn't want to destroy them, so I wrapped them. This is like a wrapped canvas that I put over the front. I just wanted to put them together. Like, they're not destroyed. If I ever felt like taking off the wrap, like, these paintings will still be okay. But they were just like little scrap paintings from my youth that I never like really cared much for, and I really wanted another like bigger piece, so I just had to throw something together. This was an extra credit for 5 points. And she was like, yeah, you can do a painting sketch in a day, and I did this in about 2 hours. It was super fun. Like, the colors aren't showing up that well. Like, in the light, it's a lot better, but yeah, that was fun. I love making a funky design. So back to her, because I'm procrastinating again. Yeah, I'm trying not to cover it completely up. And it's hard because I'm like turning a lot to talk to you guys. Like, normally I would just sit completely still. Like, I'm not the best model, but I'm cheap and I'm free, you know, always available for myself whenever I want. You know, I don't ask for much. Yeah. So still, like, she's moving a lot, and my teacher, and just from life drawing and stuff, like, you learn that when stuff moves, you just adapt with it, and it kind of makes the painting more alive. And I've been finding that true. But I can't believe that yeah, someone on Reddit was just like, yeah, put it in the freezer. I was like, no way. Like I said, a Ziploc bowl would be better, but plastic can deteriorate. Like, the Gamsol or the Galkid could be a little weird with plastic containers. So if you have a glass like Ziploc, that would be really awesome for you. Like, just work all around, and I don't really like even clean off my brush too much when I'm using it. Like, I've been more of a fan of just putting the paint somewhere else, and then like just getting my brush dry enough that way and dipping into another color, especially here, like when all the colors on my face are generally similar. I don't want to have to clean off my brush just to change the color oh so slightly. And like even right here I just messed up, and I might even go in with my finger. I don't like touching it like too crazy, but sometimes I just don't care, which is a lot. So yeah, like even this part, like how the forehead is round, like I said, I'm gonna cover it up with more hair, but I still want to go work it into the hair so that, like, because you never know, like maybe I'll want to make the hair more like translucent and show a piece of skin through, and I don't want it to be like too difficult to match up the colors, you know. See, this is like a science. I'm thinking a lot the entire time. It's not this one I really wanted to give a lot of time to, so I'm kind of glad that she didn't want it for my assignment, because I ended up making that that painting from last time, that Cecilia Bow inspired with the cat, which I can show at the end. It's gonna be kind of heavy to, I'll have to move stuff and bring it out, but I'll show it, if not in this video and then in another. But yeah, I'm finding the lips area to be a little annoyance, because I'm unsure if I want my mouth, if you've known from the original Girl with the Pearl. If you don't, she's pretty popular, but some people don't know about her. If you look her up for a mirror, like, yeah, her mouth is like, that's what attracted me to that painting. I was like, oh my god, her mouth, like, it's just painted so beautifully, like just the gloss of her lips, it's just ever so slightly open. I just haven't seen like a painting quite like that. And they say, like, in person, when you see that painting, like, she's literally, like, they have her kind of hidden around the corner, and then when you go over there to see her, like, she literally makes people like gasp, like take their breath away. And yeah, I really want to go see that painting one day, actually. It's like one of my dream paintings I want to see, besides Mona, obviously. And like, yeah, normally I would have more like colors like set up right now, but I have to mix a couple because I haven't worked on this one in a couple days, in a couple weeks actually. Wait, no, when is the last time I worked on this? It was like 4 days ago, and it was still wet, so I didn't want to like mess with it. So today was a good day, and after today I'm gonna paint thin, but I probably won't mess with it for a couple more days, which sucks because I want to finish it as fast as possible because I would like to see it, but you have to be patient. That's what makes good paintings, you know. And I would rather it be like perfect and take the rest of the year, like if it has to, than just rush it out because I want to see it, because it's not even for a project anymore, it's just for my own personal. So yeah, I would like to add it to my portfolio. That's another reason why I'm like, maybe I should change her eye contact, because let me not slam all over her too. Just a little touch of oil. But yeah, I thought I'd change it just a little bit just so I can add it to my portfolio for whenever the stars call me to art school. Yeah, I don't even, like, I'm gonna add the darkness to the nose, and then the next session, like, I'm gonna add more light. So I'm gonna add more dark right now. I'm not even gonna do too much. I just kind of wanted to have a little memento and update in this video, like, just for my own personal use, because yeah, I don't really like go back and watch myself paint. I kind of remember everything that I do. I mean, I'm sitting here for hours, I remember, but it's nice. I mean, you might not learn much on your own, but this is, you know, it'll be a cool memory one day. So yeah, the very last thing, honestly, I'm gonna paint are her eyelids, and the title of this painting is actually the girls with their pearls. I'm gonna make my little freaking symbol into some pearls, because honestly mine is kind of like jacked up. Like it had diamonds, or it had gemstones in it, and they fell out, as you can see. So I've just been rocking the empty orbs for so long, and I don't mind them, but it'd be nice to have one made out of pearls. So I'm gonna manifest that through my art, because I don't even think they make that. If they do make that, send me, put a link in the comments for me. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I honestly have my hair always over my ear, so yeah, like even this part I made a little too wide, but when I go back in, like I said, this hair is going to be covering. I don't want to cover too much because I still want to show like all that work I put into this little area, but I'm not opposed to going back over stuff I messed up on in the next painting. Even lips are kind of awkward. Like I don't want to add too much to the lips now. I kind of like have like a natural imperfection on my lip. It's not really picking up on the camera, but like my Cupid's bow is kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to see, but it's just like a little what is it called? It doesn't have like all the pigment. What is it called? I don't even like, the word has escaped me, but it's missing a little bit of pink color. Like, so I kind of like even want to add that little detail in here and just make it super like, I don't know how open I want her mouth to be. I could just put a little something there just to see like the general area. And I don't want to cover up too many of these shadows that are on her mouth because I'm going to utilize some of them when I'm making the shadow of her lips. And what I love the most about the girl is just like how soft and like her lips are like some of the most like just like elegant. Like I have not seen, like Vermeer really snapped, honestly. I wish I could shake his hand or hug him because like, yeah, all of his paintings they're just so beautiful. They call her like the Mona Lisa of the, I know she's Dutch. I think they call her the Mona Lisa of that area. I'm not even gonna like butcher it. I'm sure you could find that that quote easily upon looking her up, but I don't want to butcher it. I think it's of the north. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, like just because she's an icon, I always remember seeing her. Like I know some of the younger generation might not know her as much as I do, but her and Mona have always been kind of equal to me. Mona's my favorite. I'm working on one now, actually. I'm gonna make like for my little like sobriety year milestone, I'm gonna make her with like the X's on her hands because she's not drinking. That was just gonna be a little gift to myself though, but I haven't started on it yet. It's gonna be like more of like a expressionist type painting, not really nothing like this. I'm not gonna work on it for more than a day or two. But yeah, let's see. Honestly, on the camera, it's not looking too shabby. It's a little lost right here. Let me see. Maybe I can. Oh my god, I'm gonna paint like while I'm not looking. First painting without looking. Honestly, I should do one like that. Oh, I kind of put a lot down. Maybe I'll never do that again, actually. But anything that can be, put down can be fixed. So I love painting. Like, obviously you can mess stuff up like that you don't feel like fixing it sometimes, but everything can generally be fixed to an extent, and it makes me worry less. Like, obviously, like, you don't want to waste a ton of paint all the time, but especially on like the underlayers and stuff. But a little semblance of her eye. Like, I know I've got like kind of like the skeleton shape that you can see through like this big diamond, like, but it's not that dark. But I've still got many a layer to go. And this is why I call it sculpture, because I'm literally pulling in that layer. Like, you can't see it, but I can feel it. It's like rubbery. If you haven't used oil paint before, you should. But I feel like it's definitely more of a sculpture. You definitely get more, like, you're more brought into the painting in this way. It's definitely more inviting. I love acrylic, and it still has its use, but I feel like for a portrait like this, like, you kind of have to Like if I'm trying to mimic something like that, I should use the medium that the artist used if I'm trying to mimic something. And I swear this looks so freaking yellow on the camera. It's not. It's almost like yellow in person. And like I said, I'm gonna add a lot of highlights probably next couple days. But yeah, my kitchen lighting really, it sucks. I gotta get like, I had a light in here once, but it's hard, especially with the oils. Like they leave that glare. So yeah, I'm not even, honestly, this layer is kind of more monochrome. I'm not adding like blues and stuff like I did probably on the last layer. Like I kind of like, okay, so for example, if I'm gonna put a highlight here, I'm not just gonna like paint it white. I'm gonna put the skin first and then put the highlight on top because it looks more real. And it might seem like wasteful or tedious, but I will know. Like this is gonna be on my wall for, I don't know, unless it can ever get into a museum or a gallery or something like that. It's gonna be on my wall, and I'm gonna look at it, and if it's not, you know, looking how I want it to, it's just gonna make me mad forever, honestly. So I'm just sticking back and forth in the Galkit. I'm not going too crazy. I'm using like a mixture of this cadmium red light, one of my favorite colors for skin ever since I learned about this color. I can't stop using it. I'm adding a little titanium white. What did I have under here? I had some of this yellow. Which one? Is that yellow? That's not yellow ochre, is it? I believe it is. It has to be. Or I'm not an artist. And some of my paints are getting like a lot of them are getting like this, but like some of them are worse. I'm nervous to even show you, but I'm still hanging on to stuff like this because I'm like, I can cut open the lid, and desperate times will one day call for that, you know? Or even, we're getting there. And it sucks because they're each like $10 freaking. For this one, originally like 20, but I got it for like $8. Like go to Michael's when they got that 40% off, and yeah, get the white. That's all you need, because you will use white more than anything. Unless you don't. Yeah, I know my colors. Yellow ochre. I was like, my painting teacher would have killed me. Okay. Yeah, I know my stuff slightly. Just had to make sure I wasn't tripping, because we also have yellow. It's called lemon yellow. And then, oh girl. Well, it says 2 different types of yellow on here. It says Arlamide yellow, hard to pronounce, or lemon, both on the same tube. But the other one I have, man, I would show you my little pile of paints, but it's kind of embarrassing. Or what, cadmium yellow, pale. I couldn't remember what, okay, it's pale, but cadmium yellow, pale hue, which sucks that it's a hue. I wish I had the real stuff. I do have real, like this is real cadmium. This is real, like, greasy and nasty and ancient. Yeah, so that's why I'm, like, a little, like, saying it with a grain of salt. Like, put it in your fridge. Put it in your freezer. I know it's not, like, I'm not eating it, but, like, stuff's not really safe. Like, if you don't feel comfortable using certain paints, you should wear like gloves and stuff. I just, as you saw, I touched it a little bit ago, but I'm not like eating right now, though I have. Like, I'm a dangerous woman. But yeah, just be careful and don't be me all the time. And this mug goes crazy. I actually oh my god, I'm procrastinating one more painting. I have so many paintings that I just like, it's hard to finish them because then it's like, it's done, you know? I like to work on them forever. And as you can see, I had to do a repair, because I had this painting for probably since I moved in here. So I had this painting about 6 years, never finished it because I didn't know what I was doing in acrylic, right? And it was in my closet and it literally had holes. So I put a little slow dry blending gel medium. I've noticed that stuff makes like a nice plasticky layer, so I used it to make like little band-aids for the little holes. They were so small that I was just able to like put it back together, and the holes, they've sealed. So when I paint over that, that's no problem. But I painted this Bjork a million years ago, as you can see. With her swan dress, one of the best dresses of all time. Like, they can't do it like her. She is so beautiful. But this is like my first like figure painting I attempted, and the portrait is really choppy. You can tell it's her. I even have her tattoo showing through. This is like a sheer part of her outfit. It's not like her skin, so that's why it looks a little like that. And I was gonna add eggs because I'm like, she's like Mother Goose. But yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, and I gave up so long ago. But oil over acrylic, now that I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna give her a little love. I just don't know when. But I added the more acrylic on the back so that it could be more mine, because I like making my own canvas, and this was like a Walmart canvas. And I just felt like, yeah, I had blue that it was going gunky, so I was like, I gotta use it, just some acrylic. Yeah, I wanted to give her a proper treatment so she can be hung up and not in a closet abandoned with holes in her, because she doesn't deserve that. Also, like, this is like the best outfit. Like, it's literally like, I wish I had this outfit, and I can have it in a way by finishing this. But it needs work. I gotta adjust the body. Honestly, I wouldn't even be opposed to painting over it in spirit of, you know, keep the spirit underneath, but paint this same painting again on top, because the proportions are a little off. But I like how it's centered in the canvas. I like the composition, you know. This is a nice pleasing, what is it called, composition, and it's just like, she's in the center, you know, but she's got a little something going on. She's got that S curve in her spine. She's got her hair, it could use a little work. Like, it's very flat. And I was just so discouraged because I was like, why is it not looking how I want it to look? I didn't know I was like an oil lover. And it's hard to like learn how to use this stuff, honestly. Like, I feel like before I was in college, like, I would see oil paint in the store and on the mediums, and I would just get scared. But honestly, like, I have not loved anything more than these goopy tubes. Like, this stuff it's like crack. Like, I'm not just painting anymore. It's like something else. It's literally like, it's like tectonic plates that shift around. And I like that you have more time. Like, I used to think like, oh, I like acrylic because it dries fast. I can have my painting done in a day. I used to only do like little abstract works, you know, and it would just be a little burst of emotion, and then my painting would be dry, and I can hang it right on my wall. And I still like doing that, as you could see from that little canvas sketchbook that I got on sale at Michael's. It was like $10, which is kind of nice. Like, that paper in there is honestly really nice. It's literally like sheets of canvas that are gessoed and everything. Like, that's nice. I'm accidentally adding highlights right now because I just mixed a color that I liked, but I didn't want to like add more dark to it. I wanted to just use some of that color. There's so many layers to this that it's not even gonna matter. But where was it? I'm like all over the place. I'm just so excited. But yeah, this different. It's like everything I ever wanted in a medium. Like, I've never loved anything more. Even talking about like ceramics and stuff, like even sculpture, like, it's like everything I've liked all in one. Like, how you start with the thin layers and just that sketchy feeling of when you very first put it with the gamsol on the canvas. It's so delicious. Like, and honestly, I could just keep talking and going for like the rest of the night, but I might wrap up this video soon because I don't know, I enjoy painting in silence, so that's another reason I haven't made like videos. I enjoy making videos about like other stuff, you know. And honestly, now that I'm looking at it, my lips are closer to my nose, so that's going to be something. I'm going to have to add more mass to the top of the lip, but I don't want to get to that just yet. But the head is a little big, so I'm glad I'm taking time to, you know, it's different lighting too. And like I said, like, my face looks a little different than it did when I started, so I take it with a grain of salt. And I keep saying that, but I love that phrase. Like, you ever just eat like a good pretzel and it's got a lot of salt? But yeah, it might not look what I like. It might not look like I know what I'm doing fully right now, but I promise it's gonna get better. I've made a lot of portraits and they just keep, keep improving. Like when you see something you don't like from the last one, obviously now you know not to do it again. Especially like, if I wanted to go back in and fix things, I could. Oil, it gives you the opportunity. I haven't gotten into like the linseed oil era that I'm going to try to get into. I want paint that like doesn't dry for days. Like when I'm using the Galkid light, like I could technically go back on it tomorrow, but I like to let it like set. And you kind of don't really understand how that is unless you've used the medium or watched someone use it before, but it gets a nice texture and it gets more set, and then you can go on top of it versus it. I haven't, there's stuff that, you can add that it won't dry for days or it can dry within a day. Like, we know oil doesn't dry, it cures, but it just becomes easier to work with in a day rather. Like, see, even all this mass right here, I'm gonna get rid of some of that, so I don't want to go like too dark right now. And I'm gonna add a little bit of my which blue is that? That's a French ultramarine. I'm gonna just add a little bit and cut, because I'm a plastic surgeon a little bit. I'm like Dr. Miami a little bit. You can get a little more of that in there. So yeah, and it might be just my mirror's different all the time. I shouldn't have it be, but it is. And there's something so special about like working on it for a long time. You get more like, there's just more depth to it. Like I didn't understand that, and I was really stubborn. And I used acrylics for my whole first semester painting, and then I was like, well, oil, I'm interested, but it seems difficult. And my teacher was like, well, you got me, so utilize me. And I'm like, you're right. I should, because it's gonna be hard to learn on my own. So I went and I managed to find some on sale that were literally like Michael's. This brand I really like. As you can see, I used it up. This Daler Rowley Georgian. You can still find it online. I don't think they sell it in the store or in that Michael's specifically anymore. But I guess they were getting rid of it. They were originally $60 and I got them for $25. And I was like, yeah, I gotta make it happen. I just bought them. Didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't even have like Gamsol the first time. I just like kept my brushes dirty and washed them with I had bought some like special brush cleaner. It was like it was like I haven't really used it since. I wouldn't mind if like I was trying to clean one of my gunky oily brushes to use it for an acrylic, but I have so many brushes right now, like, girl, I don't even want to show you. I'm fortunate to have so many brushes that I've just gathered over the years, like cheap ones, I've got stuff that look like that, that stiffness, like it's still, like you want a little give sometimes, so that little bit of oil gunk in there, it's not affecting it. And if I dump this in Gamsol, give it like 10 minutes, it's cool. Like if it really starts to harden up, I'll have to use that cleaner stuff, but it's whatever. I would honestly, not to be wasteful, but I would rather get another brush, like another cheaper brush. I feel like the cheap ones honestly kind of are awesome. I've got some that, I've paid more for that are like literally worn down. Which is, because of that natural hair, I don't know. Or maybe I was just too rough on it. Like this one, ooh, This one is so embarrassing. But this one I used like to make my whole, like that it gave me that good scratchy texture I needed for that waves painting. So honestly, I'm not hating on that one. I wish I could find it. It's not like, it's not a mess over here, but I just have my stuff stacked in a way that's kind of peculiar right now. But I had one that, it was basically a round, oh, it's right here. This was way taller when I bought it. It was like twice as tall, and honestly I used it a lot for acrylic on this painting. But this is it's called Mop Specialty Brush Artist Loft 1 Mop Level 2. And yeah, if you look it up you'll probably see it's much taller. But why is it kind of like, I think it's made for watercolor, but I'm not sure. It might be mixed media. I can't remember exactly because like stuff wasn't like put where it was supposed to be at the Michaels, so I was kind of going off my own like path. But yeah, for a while it was shedding a lot on my painting, so I don't think it's for acrylic. But yeah, it stopped doing that once it got to this length, and now it's like a really solid blender. And I'm gonna be truthful with you guys. Why is this like one of the best brushes for painting? Like, literal like sfumato, like beautiful paintings in acrylics can be achieved, right? With my e.l.f. blush brush for my face. I sacrificed it. I have other brushes for my makeup and stuff. I don't even use blush, so it wasn't like the biggest sacrifice. But this thing is awesome for painting, and it's taken a beating, and I've cleaned it, and it's still cool. So honestly, if you got a little sister you don't like, you know, just steal her brushes. Or like, you know, yeah, they're good in a pinch if you're already like at Target or something and you're just like, okay, well, you see them on sale. It's a good grab. It's a good grab. I would probably use them forever. I like them. I wish I was using it right now, but I'm not painting something that is big and needs blending. But it just feels really nice to work with. Like my whole impressionist painting I did, like it picked up that oil like a dream. Like I was like, are we not using blush brushes? Because we should be, you know? And I just, wow, 57, I did not know the video was getting this long. So honestly, I might cut it here, okay? And let's see. It's always good to, you know, my teachers got me in the habit of flipping my paintings to get that, just a new perspective. Like it's hard when you're just sitting and staring at something for hours on end. I kind of want to whip out my laptop anyway for the reference photo. I had a book originally, but I had to bring it back to the library. Curses, right? I should have just stole it. But I'm a good girl, so I have to pull up the picture on my laptop, and it's fine because Wikipedia lets you zoom in and see like every crease and every bump on the painting. So let me cut it here. Honestly, maybe I'll come back tomorrow or again this week and you can see it a little more finished. But yeah, she's coming up a little bit more. I want her to be super, just radiant girls, you know? Like I want them to look like they ate radium. So yeah, let me cut it. Thank you for, you know, if you stayed this long, then thanks for sticking around. Sorry, everything is so erratic. Is it, you know? And yeah, I'm just gonna leave that at that. So thanks for watching so much. If you liked this video, please like it, and if you didn't, then you know, just have a nice day. I'm looking forward to doing maybe more of these because it's kind of nice to, it slowed me down a lot, but I'm not like in a rush to make a project for school right now. I'm just a girl, so I get to just paint freely and maybe teach you guys a couple more tips and tricks along the way. So that's always fun. And yeah, I love you guys. Keep painting forever. Comment anything if you have any questions and I'll get back to you. So yeah, thanks. Bye.